Leaders have accused the Ministry of Education of negligence in the deaths of 14 pupils of Kakamega Primary School last Monday. The leaders, who were speaking during the requiem mass for the 14 pupils who lost their lives in a stampede at the school, called for stern action against those found culpable and stressed the need for better preventive measures to mitigate against such an occurrence in the future. The requiem mass was held at Bukhungu Stadium in Kakamega.
The grief at Bukhungu Stadium memorial service was intense, the weight of sorrow palpable, emotions ran high. 13 caskets, each with a portrait of the pupils whose lives were tragically cut short in a stampede at school, were at the center of the stadium, uniting a county grieving over the worst school tragedy in recent times. And as different leaders took to the podium, the conversation around safety in schools played out, with Education Permanent Secretary Belio Kipsang taking the punches thrown at the Ministry of Education.
Quality assurance report kutoka kwa Ministry of Education. Bila hiyo maneno mengine yote itakuwa public relation ya kudanganyana na tungojea watoto wengine wakufe.
Pointing out negligence, the leaders hinged their arguments on the lack of an implementation matrix of the Basic Education Act of 2013, as well as the school safety regulations drafted in 2008. Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha had on Tuesday defended the population of Kakamega Primary School, which stood at 3,128 for both lower and upper primary. Stakeholders maintain it is overpopulated. Magoha inspected the scene on Tuesday morning and announced that the school would remain closed for 1 week. Parties that have visited the school after the incident say that lack of safety railing on the stairways of the storied classrooms had exposed the kids to untold danger. When the stampede occurred on a staircase at around 5 p.m., 40 other pupils, some of whom were alleged to have jumped off the 3rd floor during the bizarre stampede, are still nursing injuries.
Look at where we are. The truth is that CS and leaders who are here, some of our schools are time bombs.
The Principal Secretary, Ministry of Education, Dr. Belio Kipsang, said the government would give each child 100,000 shillings to assist with funeral arrangements.
Has made critical progress in getting to the bottom of this particular matter to find out the exact cause of the stampede that killed our dear children.
Hawana hatia yoyote. Hili lilikuwa pigo kubwa kwetu. Kenyan child was left behind, but also no Kenyan child should be left in the way of harm. Nataka kuona kila mwaka a certificate of approval and compliance to every school.
One of the students, Naila Kiverenge, was buried on Wednesday in accordance with the Muslim faith. The 13 bodies were taken back to the Kakamega Hospital morgue as the affected families wait for the distribution of the funeral arrangement funds promised by the 2 levels of government. Dorcas Wangira, Citizen TV.